I suppose it's visible to everyone. Okay, so now I'm going to explain all the problem statements in great detail. Okay, so kindly mute yourself, sir, please. Shashipal sir, please mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so these are the assignment that you're supposed to do, and the first assignment is write a program to print the positive indexing as well as the negative indexing, and the second one is that we are supposed to take this list and after that we have to convert the data into this format. Okay, these first I will cover all these assignments, don't worry about it. I will cover all these assignments step by step. So let's suppose this one is the first assignment. I am asking from a user anything that he or she can enter. So I am saving it, save as assignment1.py. okay, so let me close this as well. So first I am going to ask enter any string from a user, input of what happening, enter any string. Okay, enter any string. So first I will ask the user, because we have to do programming into that manner that we have to generate the generalized codes. Okay, so how we can do it, understand this point. So s is equal to input of enter any string, user will enter any string. So the first problem statement is that you have to display the data in the form of the positive and the negative indexing, and very simple. For that what I am doing, for I in range of range of len of this s. Okay, len of this. Now what we have to do, first I am doing one more thing. I am storing the length of this variable, this particular s variable. Okay, so inside L, so rather than to write over here, what I am doing, I am printing simply L. So what I did, I calculate the length of this s, whatever length that is assigned to the L variable. Now I am iterating through this L. So my requirement is the output should be into the positive indexing as well as into the negative indexing. So how I can produce this output, understand this concept. Very simple. I will do a single line of code at, okay, so I am taking the help of the f string at, okay, at 0. Okay, at 0 mean I, okay, the starting value I is 0, at 0, okay, value is the value is, let's suppose again I have to print the value. At that time I am taking the help of the slicing I of 0. So what output I will get over here, at 0 value is h. Again same, that you have to print the negative indexing of that particular variable. So how I can produce, very simple. So here I am marking it as a positive. Okay, this one is the positive, the 0 positive, and I have to again display the negative one. So how I can display the negative one, L minus I, that's it. Sorry, I minus L, that's it. Okay, let me run it, then I will explain you how exactly this working. Very simple. Okay, py space has dot 1py. So now it will ask me enter any string. Let's suppose I enter Python. So it's at 0, at the positive, the value, and the negative, the value is p. Positive 1, negative minus 5, positive 2, negative minus 4, 3 and minus 3, 4 and minus 2, 5 and minus 1. So basically what my problem statement is, I have to tell what is the positive indexing for my given string, okay, what is the negative indexing for every character that is inside this string, okay, in s string. So what I did, very simple logic I did the same thing in a single line of code. What I did, first I pick out the length of this s. So length of this s is, let's say the Python, in the case of Python you will get 6. Okay, you will get 6. So this loop will be iterate from 0 to 5 perfectly, 0 to 5. Okay, so add 0, the value is this one. Okay, that is the positive. Add I, because I starting value is 0. The same thing I am doing, I minus len. So what is the len of this 6? 0 minus 6. What output I will get? Same time I will get the minus 6. At that time I value become 1. So here 1 minus 6. What output I will get? Minus 5. Okay, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. Here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one is a way to solve this assignment. Very simple way. I did the same thing into a single line of code. And it is the generic code. Whatever the user will enter, it will run according to that. Let's suppose the user is enter like this. Okay, the user is enter like this. So here, hello Python. Now you can check it out. 0 and minus 12 is the negative indexing of this H. Okay, plus and minus 11 is the negative indexing of this E. So this one is the way. Okay, space is also considerable. Keep this point into the mind. Space is also taking an index, and the index for the space is minus 7 and the positive one is 5. Okay, so any question for this assignment? Anyone having any question for this assignment? Okay, so the next one is, I'm taking the assignment number 2, save as of2.py. okay. So this time the data is in the list format. Okay, so I'm taking a list something like this, 22 08, okay, 2020. So we consider it, we take 90. Okay, okay, so comma, again I am taking another value, control C, control V, okay, comma, control V. I need a again new list, and in that list what should be the output? The output should be into this order. Okay, this order. Let me write the order for the same. So this is the concept similar like to the swapping of the numbers. This should be, okay, let's suppose, let me write the Y for the same. The Y output should be something like this, 2019 2208, and rather using of these hyphens you have to use these slashes. Okay, you have to use this. So this one is the concept to do the same thing. So now understand the logic. I suppose you guys clear about the output. The same in the next case, exactly the same, interchanging of everything, and this sign should be changed with this. Okay, again the interchanging everything, this sign should be changed for these slashes. So now observe this scenario, how we can achieve it. So why I am taking an empty list. Inside that empty list I will append the output. Okay, I will append the final output. Whatever the final output, that would be appended into this list. So for the same, what I am doing, observe this scenario. So first I have to take it. Okay, so taking the one by one, we know the loop for I in simply L. Inside I, the first item is this one. Okay, the second would be this one, the third would be this one. Okay, and so on. So now what we have to do, now the time for our implementation, the logic, what exactly that logic I am gonna to implement. Okay, 2208 2019. Okay, so we don't use any advanced technique because we are into the, into the starting age. So we are supposed to develop logic by our own. Okay, no take the help of any advanced functions, because I didn't explain the advanced functions to you guys. Okay, so for I in L, now what I have to do, swapping of numbers. So what I am taking a one again, the one list, and I am taking the 3 indexes, the 0 and 1 and 2, and by default on every indexing I am putting out the output that is 0 0 0. That's mean these are the 3 indexes. I am taking extra this extra list with the 3 indexes. Now again the next logic is the swapping of 2 numbers. Okay, swapping of 2 numbers. So how I can do this swapping? So first what you have to do, so date you have to split. We know the split in great detail. I dot split via this hyphen. Okay, now what is inside this date? The date is again a list. Okay, the date is again a list. The first element is 22, the second is 08, the third is 2019. Okay, this one is the date. Now observe this scenario. This one on the 0 index, this one on the 1 index, this one on the 2 index. Now what exactly that you have to do? This item, okay, this item should be here, this item should be here, and this item should be here. So what is the index of here? Here the index is 0, here the index is 1, here the index is 2. Here the index is 0, here the index is 1, here the index is 2. Now what you have to do? Swapping of numbers, very simple. On x of 0, what index that you are looking for? Date of 2. Okay, date of 2. On x1, what index that you are looking for? On x1, what index you are looking for? Same, the index date of 1. Okay. On index of x of 2, second index, what item that I am inserting? This one, 22. Okay, so item that is present on 0th index. Now what will be the item over here? Here you will get this one. Okay, you will get this one. This one is the list, and inside list 29. Okay, to 2019. Then whatever 08 and 22. Okay, so again these are still in the form of the list, and we know how we can generate a string from this list with the help of join method. And what you are supposed to join? You are supposed to join this hyphen. So now I am showing you the code for the same. So what I have to do? X of 0. Okay, x of 0. Now what item that I have to place over here? The date of, okay, the date of 2. That's it. Okay, again what you have to you have to do? X of 1 is equal to date of 1. That's it. That's it. X of 2. Okay, x of 2. Now what you have to enter? The date of 0. That's it. That's it. This item has been inserted. Its x becomes something like this. X becomes something like this. Now what you have to do the next? Next you are supposed to join it. Okay, what do you want to join? I want to join the slash, this slash that I want to join. So how you can join this slash? Very simple way. So let's suppose this slash dot join. Okay, dot join of this date, this x. That's it. Very simple. This x. Now where you have to insert? I have to append the entire data into this while list. Okay, this while list. That is my responsibility, that finally I need a new list with the changing of the indexing of this string. So I am doing the same thing. So I know how I can append y dot append of this one. That's it. That's it. Now in the end of this loop you have to print final. Okay, final data, something like this. You can print any message on the screen, and then you are supposed to print this way. That's it. This is the logic. Very simple logic, swapping of two numbers. So let me clean this and let me show you. Okay, so whatever the format that you enter, for example this one, okay, now it's working as a tuple. Okay, another one, let's suppose you want to enter the data into, for example, set. Okay, set, it work for a set as well. Now you can check it out. This is the power of the eval method. Okay, this one is the power of the eval. So whatever data, you have to pass the data into the same format, otherwise you will get the error message. Okay, so automatically eval mean the evaluate. It automatically convert according to that data type. So whenever I press over here, now the proof for the same is, I know the method that is called type, and whenever I press the type, now you will get the every type of the data type whatever we entered. So for example, in the first case that I enter set, now you are getting set. In the second case, okay, in the second case I am entering, for example, this string, now you are getting the output that is this string. Now in the third case that I am entering this list, you are getting the output in the form of the list. So this one is another way. Okay, I show you both of the way with the help of the while loop. Okay, with the help of this eval method. Choice is again here, whatever the way that you feel convenient, you can go with that. Okay, so the clear to everyone. Okay, assignment number 1 done, assignment number 2 done. Okay, assignment number 3. So let me save as assign3.py. okay, so let me clean all. Okay, so assignment 3 was you are getting a data. Okay, let's suppose I am taking a static string, okay, this time, but the code will be work for the dynamic string as well. The dynamic mean the person will be enter. So let's suppose I write I love Python. Okay, this one is my string. The both ways I need the correct the first what output that I have to print on the screen, every string, the reverse of every string, and the second one is that you are supposed to perform every word into the reverse manner. Okay, so I will show you both of the ways. So first assignment is achieved the first output is achieved in the very simple way. Okay, very simple way. So that's it. I think it will work fine for the same, for the first, for the first output. Okay, again it worked fine for the same. Okay, so now let me show you the entire code into the perfect manner. So first what I have to do, okay, split this thing. Okay, I am splitting it, x dot split via space by default. For I in, I am making the code into some little, the little the big, as you can say, the large logic. Okay, for I in S. So first thing I have to do, print. Okay, print the first output. Okay, so I am making one more here, the string, the list. Okay, I am taking empty list. So first I am doing xx dot append. What I am appending? X. Okay, x okay, so here first I am reversing the entire string. I am reversing it from the backend side. No, but that is not my required output. My required output is, first one is this one. I need output Python love I, and the second output NOHTYP EVOL and I. Okay, so this one is the first and this one is second. So let me think about it. So it reverse, no, so I splitted it. Okay, perfectly, it will work fine, because first what I did, okay, let me explain you what I did. I split it according to this. So I love and then the Python. Now I am reversing it as colon -1. The meaning of that, I am catching from the last index. Okay, so first I will append this one. I append all the item into this xx. Okay, this xx, and I have to append over here I. So every item is appended over here. The Python is appended, then the love is appended, then the I is appended. After that, the same thing that you have to print into the string manner. So I am appending the space, I am joining the space dot join. Okay, join, and I am passing this xx. Let me run this code, then I will explain you in great detail.
But we can print it straight away, now why do we have to append it?
APP. I'll tell you why I am using this. You can do the same thing, but why I show you one logic, why I do this into this manner. I explain you in few seconds, don't worry about it. So Python love I, output first one is achieved, and the second one is what I need. I need the reverse of this one. Okay, I need a reverse of this one. For reversing of this one, the simple logic what I implemented over here, colon -1. That's it. That's why I did it into this manner. Okay, now you can check it out. I got the second output as well. So that's why I show you this way. Otherwise you can do the same thing with the help of that colon -1. That's it, that works fine, that's not an issue. But this is another way. With the help of this way, you are supposed to perform this activity as well. So choice is again here. Whatever you want to do, you feel convenient, you can do. But this way it will little improve your logics. Sometime it's hard requirement, you have to perform this type of logic. So you have idea now, you can perform it, because at that time you are getting the data from somewhere. This time the data is, let's suppose this one is static data, and that time you can fetch the data from the files as well. So whenever you are fetching the data into the file, you have to perform this. Okay, perform this. So choice is again here. So I show you all the ways. Okay, this code will be work fine. Let's suppose the requirement is this one, you are getting the multiple line data. Okay, and every line that you are supposed to reverse it, and after that every character you have to do the reverse of that character. So at that time you have to perform this logic. But whenever the single line is there, you can do simply the reverse of this one. That's it, it will work fine. Otherwise if I do the entire thing on all the lines, then reversing will be start from this point. But my requirement is I have to reverse on this line. Okay, so here what you will take, /n. Okay, your data will be split it out on the basis of the /n, because here whenever you press enter, that's mean you are entering the /n into the case of the text. Okay, so I show you this way because the requirement is something like this, that you have to reverse the single line. Okay, every single line. First you have to read this line, then you have to reverse it. Read this line, 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 reverse it. So at that time this logic will be work fine. Okay, so choice is again here. Whatever way that you can proceed, you can proceed. Any question till now before moving further? Okay, so moving to the next. Okay, so I'm moving to the next assignment. Our next assignment is this one. Write a program to find a specific. Okay, I'll show you this after this assignment. Okay, so this assignment. Okay, let me try for this one as well. Don't worry. Okay, assignment number 4 I am covering. So this time S is equal to this one. I am asking from a user input enter any string. Okay, enter any string, and after that, okay, I'll explain you this code. Just let me write this code and then I will explain you. Position is equal to -1 while true. Okay, the counter C is equal to 0 while true. Okay, position is equal to, the method is s dot find. Okay, the find is a method. What do you want to find? SEARCH, search. From where to where? From position plus 1 comma len of this s. Okay, so let me write over here SEARCH, search is equal to what you want to search. Okay, so here if position equals to double equals to -1, it means doesn't find it out and we have to break. Else print item found at index, and then you have to print the position. Okay, this one is the position. So counter value become change because it's find out. If C double equals to 0, then print item not found. Okay, so I'll explain you, don't worry about it. This one is as 4 basically. File save as. So first check the output whether it's working fine or not, then I will explain this logic in great detail. Enter any string. I love Python. Okay, so let me try for Python. So I'll get the output item found at 7. Perfect, its code is working till now. The code is working fine. Again I am entering it, I am find it out the O. Perfect, the item is found at the index of 3 and index of 11. Good. And the next time again I am taking this same string, and this time I am finding it out something like this. I am finding out 2. Okay, so item not found. Good. So code is working fine. So how exactly this code is working? Listen carefully because this one is a little diplomatic code. So I took the help of find. Okay, first let me clear into the layman term what exactly we did. First I take the help of this find method, and this find method will return me -1. When it will return me -1? When the string is not available. Okay, when the string is not available, at that time it will gonna to return you -1. Whenever this return -1, that's mean the entire process has been completed. We have to break this true loop, and we know this true loop is continuous working loop. It should be break out with the help of the break or the control C. So whenever I have to print this, I have to implement this break when the -1 is there. The -1 mean I find it out, but the content is not there. At that time our find will return the -1. Okay, this one is the main funda to understand this concept. Now observe carefully. So I take a string. The string is I love Python. Okay, I love Python. That one my given string. So what I did, on 0 index this one, on 1 this one, on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so these are my indexes for the same. So while true loop, this one is the continuous loop. It will not break, and whenever it will work until this position double equals to -1 is not there. Okay, at some point automatically the position will the find will return you -1, and the position will become -1, and you have to implement this break. So how exactly this condition will be happen? Okay, because we have to break this entire steps, and it is mandatory, but breaking the entire process. So starting value, I took a position is equal to -1. Okay, I am assuming that my cursor is on -1. -1 is nothing. Okay, -1 is not nothing. So I am assuming myself that I am beyond this. Okay, let's suppose I have to start from here, but I am standing over here, that is the -1. Why I took this -1, I will explain you, don't worry about it. Just understand this concept. You are standing over here and your counting is starting from 0. Okay, your counting is starting from 0. Let's suppose if I am standing over here and I increment of 1. Okay, I increment of 1. So what is happening? I am leaving this point. Observe my words carefully. Okay, so let me again explain you this step. The position is equal to -1. The meaning of that is I have to start from here on 0th position. I have to include this 0th position as well. But where I am standing on -1. Okay, so if -1, okay, -1 plus 1. So what is happen? It will jump to the 0. Okay, it will jump to the 0 because I have to check it out the 0 index as well, because sometime my requirement is present on the 0 index. If I am standing over here, but inside my loop, if you clearly observe it, position plus 1, that's mean it's taking the jump of directly 1. It is missing the index of 0. So let's suppose the person is find it out this one, I love Python, the person is looking for I. It will not work for this I, because I am already standing over here. When this condition will be executed, I will jump and I will start looking from this point. So that's why I took a position is equal to -1 to include this is 0. Okay, so this one is the funda why I should this position 1. Now you will understand exactly what exactly the role of this position. So what I did, while true mean continuous loop, and I took a counter that is 0. Okay, I took a counter that is the 0. So position is equal to, okay, I am reassigning the value. So reassigning the value inside the position with the help of this find method. So my given string is this one. I am taking this string, I love Python. That's it. I am taking this thing. So 0 index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this one is my 0th. This one is my entire string. The person that is looking for the first case, the person is looking for Python, let's suppose. Okay, so searching item is Python. So what I did, s.find. So find is a method. He will return the occurrence of the character with the index number. Okay, occurrence of the first character or first word with the index number, as we discussed into the last video in great detail what exactly the find is working. So what it return basically, if I simply write this s.find of Python, so what it will return? It will return me 7. Okay, it will return me 7. Okay, why so? Because with the help of this find method, it will return me the occurrence of this Python on the index of 7. So I will get the output that is the 7, and this output that I am supposed to print on the screen at index 7 get I got this Python. Okay, so observe this point now. s.find. Okay, s.find. What I have to find? This search, and inside search what exactly it is? Python. Okay, what exactly it is? It is Python. So from where to where I have to find it out? I have to find it out from position plus 1. Position plus 1 mean the starting value is -1 and +1. The position from 0 to len of this thing. The len of this thing mean the entire. Okay, this entire. That's mean 0 to 13. Okay, 0 to, because this the length of this one is the 13 and it will always run n minus 1. Keep this point into the mind. So I have to find it out the entire Python from where to where, from 0 to this one. Okay, from 0 to this one. So what output inside this position now? It will set the position output, that is the 7. Okay, that is the 7. Now I have to check it out. 7 double equals to -1? No, it would not happen. It would not happen. Now this would be happen. This would be happen. Print item found at index of 7. Okay, and what value become the C? C value become 1. What is the meaning of C value? The C value mean it print something. Whenever it print this statement, that's mean the item is found. It doesn't matter it found for 5 times, it found for 1 time, but at least there is a item. It doesn't matter how many times that item is there, but yes, it is confirmed that if there is a item and that the item the person is looking for, that is available into that entire string. So that's mean I don't have to print this. Okay, but still my program is inside this while true loop, because didn't print this break, didn't execute this break. When this break will be executed, at that time this condition will be break out. Okay, so understand again, next step. Now what I did again, back to this point, now the position value is 7. S dot find Python from where to where, from 8th. Now this time position plus 1. Okay, now it's become 8th, from 8th to this point. Okay, 8th to this point. Now the Python is not there, because the word is, it become YTHON. Now what output it will return? The find method, this time the return is -1. Now position become -1. When the position become -1, then -1 double equals to -1, and this would be happen, that is the break. Okay, now this while loop is breaked out. Okay, now this while true loop is breaked out. Okay, so I'll explain you one more case. Let's suppose this time my string is this one. Okay, I love Python. Okay, Python, that's it. This time my string is this one, and again the person is looking the same word. The search is equal to Python. That's it. Okay, the person is looking for this one. So now what the first case, what is happening? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and up to this. So what is exactly the Python, the position is -1. Okay, so -1 plus 1. So where I have to find it out? The entire length. Suppose that this length is 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so this one is the 20 length. So where to where I have to find it out? I have to find it out from the 0 index to the up to 20, not include this 20, up to 20. So what exactly output I will get in the position? In position, the first case you will get the 7, because this Python is found it out over here. So we know it. Whenever the first word is find it out, I have to present the index number of that particular character or particular word, whatever that the person enter into this search. So position becomes 7. When this position becomes 7, so this means 7 double equals to -1? No. And what I have to do? Item found at position of 7. Perfectly good. And C value become 1. Okay, again this loop will be execute. Will be execute. Now what is happening? Again this 7. Okay, this 7. Now 7 plus 1. So from where to where I have to search? From 8th to entire string that I have to search. Now this time what output it will return? It will return this time the 11. Why so? Because this Python is available on the index of 11. Okay, so index of 11. Again I have to print it out. Okay, the item found at index of 11. C value become 1. So in the next case, what is happening? 11 plus 1. Now it's become 12. From this 12, okay, from this 12, that I have to find it out the entire loop in the entire string, and this time the Python is not available and position become -1. When this position become -1, at that time you have to break this loop, and again it will check this C value remains same or does anywhere change, because C value has been changed. So C value is equal to 1. Whenever the C value is 1, at that time this statement would not execute. Okay, so this one is a little diplomatic code. and this would work perfectly fine and exactly required whatever the user looking for. Okay, so any question from you guys from this code? If you want to explain one more time, I'll explain you, don't worry about it. If you have any question for this, please ask me. So this is the way. Sometime you have to use, okay, on this logic. This logic is very useful logic. Very useful logic, and this is the entire solution for your control F statement. Later on, what you can do, you can read the data from the files. Okay, you can read the data from the files, and after that person is asking, okay, do you want to search what exactly that you want to search? The person is looking for this. Okay, the person is looking for this Python, so it will give you the indexes of all the Python. Or again, what you can do, search engine, you can make your search a very small text search engine. Okay, in which line the Python is occur n number of times. That's mean the priority of that line is higher. The priority of that line is higher. So let's suppose, let me explain one, the way how exactly the Google search engine work. So let's suppose this one is a string, very simple, but not exactly the work into this manner, but somehow it's used in this terminology. So let's suppose there are n number of line, and in every line, let's suppose the Python is coming from 1 time, here the Python is coming from 2 time, here the Python is coming from 3 time, here the Python is coming from 1 time, here the Python is coming from 0 time, here the Python is coming from let's suppose 2 time. Now what exactly that you have to print on the screen, because the priority you are looking for the Python. Okay, you are looking for the Python, and this line contains Python 3 times. That's mean this is the higher priority. Okay, this one is a higher priority, so this line should be come in front. Okay, this line should come into the front. Indexing, these are the indexing. Okay, after what exactly we got on the Google, we got the index of the pages. Okay, and after clicking on that index, you are redirect to exactly on the data. So same thing over here. So how exactly that working is done? Working is done on this mechanism. Whatever the user is looking, okay, whatever the user is looking, the query is matched to the entire indexes. Which indexes got the maximum rating, that indexing come on the top of the search. So this one is the way. Here the same logic that you can implement, little modification, and you can implement this logic as well. Okay, so which line that you want to display on the top. So this line has higher priority because it contains the Python 3 times, so it should become in front. Okay, again the second time this line contain 2 times Python, it could become over here. Here the one, okay, the rank is, again you can specify something like this. So this one is the highly highly scored line, because this line contains 3 times Python, so it will come into the front. So this is the way by which you can perform these activities. Okay, so here the little logic, this would work for that scenario. So any question for till now, you can ask me before proceeding further. Okay, so the assignment number 5, write a program to define the category of a string. Okay, category of a string. Now you have to describe the string is fall under which category. Okay, so I am asking a string from a user. So let me, okay, what condition that I have to take care about here? Alphabets with uppercase, digits, alphanumeric, and the miscellaneous one. So here what we will use is alpha, is num. Okay, so let me write the code for the same. So this would be, you have to ask a value from the user, and after that you have to categorize it. Okay, so let me write the logic for the same. Okay, step by step we are writing it. S is equal to input the entire string. Let me save this with the assignment number 5. Save as ASS5.py. Okay, so you enter this thing that you have to tell the category of this string. So this can be the integer, this can be the alphanumeric, this can be the anything. Okay, so let me describe this code. So okay, if s dot is all num, okay, all num mean alphanumeric. It will give always true if the combination of the data. I already discussed into the last video about the all num. All num will give you true output. Okay, true output. On which cases, whether the string contain only A to B or A to Z, the capital A to Z, the small a to Z, or A to Z with alpha, with the digits only. So it will always give you the true output in all of the cases. So first ever, whatever the input that user enter, let's suppose the user enter this one, 1 to AB. Okay, 1 to AB. That's mean this condition will gonna be true. Let's suppose in the second case, user enter this one, again this condition will be true. In the another case, small az, the condition will be true. When this condition will be false, when the user enters something like this. Okay, something like this. So at that time, this would be the false. So if this one happens, okay, and I am implementing the else part, else print of, okay, print of, you can say miscellaneous. Okay, miscellaneous. So if this condition is true, then again you have to check if s dot is alpha. Okay, is alpha, is alpha. Okay, if it's a alphabets only, okay, if it's a alphabets only, then what you have to do, print of alphabets. Okay, when you have to print the uppercase or lowercase, again I am checking one more time. If it is alphabets, then again I have to check if, okay, if s dot is upper, okay, then what you have to print, you have to print on the screen alphabets uppercase. Okay, upper case. Again, if this condition is false, definitely that is the your lower alpha. Okay, I am writing this a lower. That's mean alpha lower. Alphabets in lower case. Okay, right. I am not writing the complete sentence. So if, okay, if this condition is not true, then again I will go to the alif part. Alif, again making one more condition, is digits. Okay, is digits. At that time what you have to do, print digits only. Okay, if again this condition is, this condition is again failed, then what you have to do, print alphanumeric. Okay, alpha numeric. Okay, alphanumeric. That's it. I think this should be work fine for entire of the situations. So I'm saving it and I'm running it. CLS. Okay, so let me write a string. Let's suppose QW2. So what is this? This is alphanumeric. Perfect. Okay, let me write this AB. So this one is a capital, the string into the uppercase. Okay, let me write this as alpha lower. Okay, let me write this special. So this one is the miscellaneous. It's work fine for the entire solution. So you can make it more dynamic. Okay, you can make it more changes over it. Now how exactly it's work? In all of the cases, we know it, in all of the cases, whatever the user is enter, whether this, okay, whether capital, okay, whether 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, whether let's suppose the user enter A, B and combination of digits. In all of the cases, this would gonna be true. Okay, this would gonna be true. So let me check for the digits as well. Okay, let me check for the digits as well, whether it's working fine. Yes, it's working well for them. So in all of the cases, it gonna to be true output. So whenever the output is true, I am checking. Now this time, this condition will check whether it's a alpha or not. Okay, if it is this one, both of these, AZ and capital AZ, then this condition gonna to be true. Now again, inside this condition, I am making one more condition. Is upper or is lower? Is it is upper cases, then you are supposed to print the alpha upper cases, else you are supposed to print the alpha lower cases. Okay, alpha upper cases or alpha lower. Otherwise you can check again. If all of the condition are failed, then you can check it out, the mix one. Let me implement the same thing as well. Let's suppose here I am checking it. If okay, elif s dot is lower, okay, is lower. So is lower mean the alpha lower, else now you can manage this condition, else mixed one, okay, mixed alphabet mixed case. So you can handle this scenario as well. Let me try, is it work fine for not? So let's suppose A, C, E, okay, alphabet mixed case, perfectly good, it's working fine. So inside condition I am making more conditions, inside conditions I am making more condition. If this condition is true, it has to pass to this condition. If this is true, then again it have to pass to multiple condition. If any of this condition is true, then the output is in the both of these cases. Else, if all of these cases are failed, then the print alphabet and the mixed cases. So again, let's suppose that's not a alphabets. Okay, that's not a alphabet. Then mean this condition is gonna to be fail. If this condition is fail, then it will move over here. It will move over here. Now it will check, is it only digits? If it is only digit, then you are supposed to print on the screen, okay, digits only. Okay, if again that there the user did not enter the digits, now what exactly that enter? That's mean that's not a alphabets, that's not a digit. But yeah, this condition is true. That's why it is coming here. Okay, that's why it's coming here. If this condition is true, that's why it's coming over here. If it is coming, if all these conditions are fail, that's mean this condition will be executed. And what exactly this condition is, because that string contains the alphanumerics. Okay, so I make a inner if and elif concept to make this problem more easier, okay, more specific. So any doubt regarding this, please ask me before proceed further. So please ask me if you have any doubt before proceeding further. Okay, so I'm making next assignment, the assignment number 6, save as ass6.py. okay, so asking from a user the string 1, okay, and string 2. The person is entering 2 strings. I think the problem statement was, yes, Ravi Teja, Teja Ravi, whatever the output that you are. Okay, so let me execute it. S and S2, taking 2 strings, and what we have to perform. Okay, let me think about it. S is equal to, let's suppose, Ram, and Y is equal to MANNN. Okay, now why I took this one again, because I'll explain you. RMAAMN, and the rest of exactly same. Okay, so second case, let me take one more case, RAMAN. Okay, now this time RAJ. Okay, so what output I will get? RRAAMJNN. Okay, so I have to code for these, all of these scenarios. If this one is like this, RAM, okay, S2 is X, Y, Z. Both of the cases the same characters, RX, AY, MZ. Okay, so I have to take care about all these cases. Okay, generalized code, we have to take care about all these cases. So now how we can explain it? So I took 2 strings, and after taking this 2 string, I am taking a variable, and that variable is the final output. Okay, this would be the final output variable. So here what I have to do, I have to execute until, okay, until the length is not iterated completely. So whether, let's suppose, the case number 1, I have to execute until the length is not, for example, this length is complete, but this length is not complete. If I manage to this length, okay, because I have to take care about all the length of this. The user can be enter this case, the user can be enter this case. Again, the choice is user can enter both of the cases, so we have to take care about both of the cases. So sometime, let's suppose, if I code only for this, then what first observation come inside my mind, that I have to perform the length of this one. Okay, if I code for this one, if I think this problem statement, okay, I am just thinking it, user can enter only this. So at that time you are supposed to think about, okay, we have to execute from the length of the string one. But this time this code will not, if I think the code for this problem statement only, this problem statement will not fully manage. So what I have to do? In this case, the concept is clear. In this case, whether you are supposed for this one, you are supposed for this one, that doesn't matter because the length of the both of the strings are same. So how I can manage this? Okay, so that's mean I have to iterate through if, okay, or while, you can say the while both of the lengths are not iterated. Okay, so I have to take care about both of these things. So that's mean I have to make a condition something like this: if the length of this one or length of this one, or, okay, that's mean I have to take care about these two, length of this one or length of this one. Okay, length of this one or length of this one. So that's mean I have to take care all these things inside my mind before proceeding it, because both condition can be happen. I have to iterate through. Okay, whether the user can enter this one, whether the user can enter this one, the choice is, it is up to user. So I cannot restrict the user. I cannot give the message to the screen, okay, the L1 string should always be greater than L2, or you can say S1 string is always greater than 2S2. No, you cannot do like this. Okay, so I'm keeping the both of the scenarios inside my mind, then I'm supposed to write this code. So I'm taking a final this one. Okay, so while, okay, while s, so I have to iterate through while s len of, okay, you can say the starting, okay, I am taking the while and I have to iterate through. So I is equal to 0. So I am making my cursor on the 0th position, while 0 is less than, okay, len of this s or, okay, or I is, or you can say the j is, rather than to take I am taking a j. J is less than len of s2. Okay, so I am taking a two variable I and j, who will iterate through I and that will iterate through j. So for this, let's suppose I took a I, for this I suppose took a j, and until on what condition that I have to iterate through. If or mean if any of the one condition is true, or mean if any of the one condition is true, I have to iterate through. Okay, iterate through. If I take only one way, what will happen? It will iterate through only for 3 characters. But about these two. So I put a condition, if any of the condition is true, okay, any of the condition is true, at that time you are supposed to execute. Well, doesn't matter is this condition is true or this condition is true, doesn't matter the length of this one is greater or let's know this one is greater, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I hope you guys clear this basic condition. So on this condition, now one is I is for this first string, okay, j is on for this second string. So what I have to do next? In this one is my final output variable where I have to insert all the data. So this one, okay, so now how I can handle it? If, okay, if, so I is starting 0, if I less of len of s1, okay, then what you have to do? O plus equals to concatenated, okay, you can write something like O plus, that's mean s of I, okay, s of I, and what you have to do, one incremented I, okay, and then what do you have to do? If again making one more condition, j less than len of s2, okay, len of s2, then what again you have to again concatenate it, okay, again concatenated O plus equals to s of j, okay. Else, why I not implemented else? Because I have to read it out simultaneously both characters, this one and this one. First I have to process this, again I have to process this. If I put the implementation over else over here, then at that time only one condition will be executed, but I want to implement both of the conditions. Okay, both of the conditions. Understand my point? Because I have to pick it out the one element from here. At the same time, you are supposed to pick out the one element over here. This one, let's suppose the I0, this one, let's suppose the J0. Okay, and this one is my final variable. So first, always it is mandatory first here that you have to pick out the first string. So that's why I took the length of S1. So I took this, let's suppose this one is my string in the side of S, RAMZ, okay, RAMZ, whatever. Inside S2, what I have to, XY, ZZ, okay, or you can say XYCC, I am changing the character, okay, CC, or you can say XYCC, whatever characters are there. So what I am doing, first character I am picking over here, I have a container, I have an empty container, okay, I pick this one, I enter over here. Okay, after that you have to pick this one and again you have to add over here. In the next iteration, I value become 2. Okay, I value becomes 0 and after that I value become 1. So what output you have to pick it out? A. And here again the 1, again J value again the 1, then you have to put Y. Again this one, the value is 2 N. The value is 2 C. Okay, the value is 3 Z, then the value to C. Something like this you will get output. And this one is a condition. This one is a condition. If I, okay, less than length of S1. So that's mean its length is 3. For example, its length is 3. So it will up to only 2. Okay, 2 less than 3. Okay, that time it will be happen. Otherwise the index out of range error, if I won't implement this if condition, at that time it will give you the index out of range error. Okay, for example, the length of this one is 5. Okay, this thing, the length of this one is 5. Just imagine this scenario. And I am picking out the S of 5, but S of 5 is not there. S of 5 is not there. Okay, S of 5 is not the first string. The first 5 characters are not available. Only 3 characters are available. But inside the second string, the 5 characters are available. That's mean we have to iterate through the five items. Okay, and one is for string 1 and another one is for string 2. So let me change over here. Here the S2. That's it. Okay, S2. And what you have to do, incrementing the value of J plus equals to 1. So I am saving it. I am printing the value of O. That's it. That's it. Now you can check it out. Assignment number 6. Okay. Observe the scenario. First case, I am taking the both of the values same. Ram, Raj. Okay. Now output. Okay. Again getting the error because S1 is not there and I implemented S1 over here. Okay. Not S1. The first string is S and the second string is S2. Okay, let me execute it and it will work fine. So Ram and then is Raj. So output would be RRAAMJ. RRAAMJ, perfectly working. In the second case, RAMAN, Raman. Okay, and MA. Okay, so now output would be RMAAMAN. RMAAMAN. Perfect. Okay, and in the third case, YU, this one. Okay, YUVI, UV. Okay, and let's suppose this one, and here is UV 2 times. That then 2 times. Take X, Y, Z, A, B, C. So the output should be YX, UY, VZ, IA, and BC. Okay, perfect same. YX, UY, VZ, IA, and BC. Okay, so this one is the way, because I have to iterate through, and if any of this condition is true, the starting position 0 less than, let's suppose 3, okay, or 0 less than 4. Just imagine it. The length of the second string is 4 and the first string is 3. So what I have to do over here, okay, here, what I have to do, 0 less than 3, perfect 3. So print S of 0, good, and I value become 1. Okay, I value become 1. Here again the same, S2 of J, okay, that means 0, and J value become 1. Good. So in the case of 1 1, okay, 1 1 the condition is true. The condition is true. Okay, that means this would be implemented. So here the 2 and S of 1. Okay, here the 2. Okay, sorry, we have to take 0. This one is a I value, sorry, because we are incrementing by 1 and 2. Here again 1 and 2, and the value over here the 1. Perfect. In the third case, now I value become 2. Okay, I value become 2. 2 is less than 3. Perfect. So S of 2, and here become the value 3. Okay, now understand this scenario. S2 2, here the value become 3. Okay, this time 3 less than 3, no, this condition is failed. Now it will check for this condition. It will go for this condition. This condition says 3 less than 4. Perfect. Okay, so this iteration would be happen or not? No, because 3 not less than 3, so it won't be happen. So what will happen? This will be happen. S of 3. Okay, S of 3 and the value 0. Now both of the cases S value still 3 and this value become 4. 4 less than 4. Okay, both of the condition are failed. That means the loop is completed. So what output I will get? This one 1 1. Okay, 2 2, 3 3 and 4. So that's mean this one represent S1, this one represent S2, this one represent S1, S2, S1, S2 and S2. So you will get this output. I think the picture is clear for everyone. Picture is clear for everyone. So what you can do, it eventually, you know, a very beautiful logic came inside my mind. You can give a output to the user. You can make a use case something like this. RAM, okay, in the dynamic programming concept, this type of questions are came into the dynamic programming concepts. X, Y, Z, C. Okay, for example, now the case number 1. Okay, this one is the case number 1. What output I need? I need 1 1. Okay, I will get the output 2 2, 3 3 and 4. User will get confused. Okay, user will get confused. In one more case, giving another you know, the test case to the user. RAMA XY. So this time the output would be 1 1. Okay, then the output would be, you can say 2 2. Okay, output would be 2 2 and 3 4. The user will be confused, badly confused. So these are the type of the question who are coming into the dynamic programming. Okay, they give you some kind of use cases. The logic somewhere, the very simple logics are there. First we have to identify what exactly the problem statement is, that then you are supposed to perform it. So it becomes like this. You can give this one. User will get confused how exactly they have to solve it. So rest of the logic is entirely same. Okay, so any question, please ask me. दे दो फिर आज दे के वेली कर. Okay, so any question till now, please ask me before proceed further. Okay, so another one is the 7th, this one, A2, B2, C2, AA. Okay, so let me explain this one. So in this case, what exactly happening? So A2, B2. So what output I need? AA, BB. Okay, the format is same. Okay, you can print it out because you are making a application and a format should be same. The format will not change over here. Okay, so always the value can be changed, but the format cannot be changed. What is the meaning of that? X3, Y2, A2. So it's mean that you are getting a output into this format. Okay, one is character, another one is digit, character, digits. Okay, so output should be into this format, X, 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 Y, 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 A, like this. Okay, so how we can design it? So first you have to pick it out one by one, and you have to pick the another value, and you have to restore the previous value. You have to concatenate. Entirely the concept is the concatenation over here. Okay, first what you have to do, you pick it out X. If X is alphabets, okay, if X is alphabet, then store it into the temporary, then store into temporary variable. Okay, let's suppose this one is the temporary variable. I am storing this X into the temporary variable. If X is not alpha, observe my scenario, X is not alpha, that's mean that's a integer. If it is integer, then I have to pick out the temporary value and multiply by 2. And first of all, that you are supposed to convert it into this 2 integer. That's why you are performed to this way. Okay, then you are supposed to perform this way. That means you are using the concept of a loop, you are using the concept of a typecasting, and you are supposed to take the concept of a if and else condition. Okay, let me show you how exactly we will perform this code. So here no need for this, so same.
Sir, can we discuss this one for 1 minute?
Yeah, definitely.
इसको लिस्ट में डाल के अगर उसको जो मान लिया अगर लिस्ट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं स्ट्रिंग को, और जो L0 से सपोज L इज द लिस्ट 0 पे, अभी इसको मैंने किया नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट थिंकिंग एट द मोमेंट, तो जस्ट फर्स्ट इंडेक्स को ले करके नेक्स्ट इंडेक्स से उतनी और मल्टीप्लाई कर दूं,
कर सकते हो सर, यू कैन परफॉर्म द सेम थिंग. Concept you have to perform the same concept ना, you have to again taking the help of the if.
नहीं सर, if क्यों लेंगे हम वाले, सीधे for loop लगा के 0 से स्टार्ट करके एंड तक चलते हैं, काउंटर से मल्टीप्लाई जंप करते जाते हैं.
So first try with this way, then I will come back to your way. Okay, I'll try for the same. First I will explain the way, whatever the way is there, so don't worry, I will come back to that point. Okay, so for the same, what you have to do, very simple code, that's not a tricky one. First I have to iterate it. Let's suppose this one is a variable. Okay, this O is a empty string where I am concatenating all. Okay, for I in S. Okay, now I am check if I dot is alpha. Okay, I dot is alpha, so its meaning is if I dot is alpha, if it is alpha, then you are temporarily storing this variable to this temp variable. Okay, you are temporarily storing to this variable, and what exactly that you are performing, you have to again concatenating it, O plus I. Okay, so else if it is not like that, then else what you have to do, O plus equals to, so let me write in great way, O is equal to O plus, and here plus T into, okay, T into int of I. Okay, so I think this code will work fine. Int of I, but this time you will get one more output. Okay, so let me minus 1 over here, and the priority of this one is higher. Okay, so now let me first run this assignment, then I will explain the logic for the same. A2 B2, perfect. A3 V2 D3, perfectly fine. Okay, so I think you guys have confusion why I do this minus 1. Okay, if I don't do it minus 1, now you can observe this scenario what is happening over here. So here A2 B3, now you can check it out. A coming 3 times, but my requirement is 2 times. B coming 4 times, but my requirement is 3 times. So that's why I took a minus 1 over here. It's very simple logic, only 5 lines of logic. So first I iterate through this string. Let's suppose the string is A2 B2. Okay, so inside A, in the first iteration, I become A. Now this condition is true. What I am doing, I have a container. Okay, I have this O container, and inside O, what I am doing, I am appending it. Okay, I am concatenating it. I add this A. Okay, I add this A, and inside T, what I am doing, I am storing it. Okay, inside T, the value this one. Now this if is executed, because if the if is executed, then the else will not execute. Now in the second iteration, what I value become? I value become 2. Now this time this condition is fail. Okay, this condition is fail. Now it will jump to this condition. Now here what I did, O is equal to O plus, inside O this one A, and what I did, T, what is T? That is A, and I have to multiply. What I have to multiply? First of all, that I value is 2. That means you have to convert it into the integer. Now it's become into the integer. Okay, if I don't do it, now what output I will get? This A, okay, this A plus how many times this one? 3 times. Okay, 3 times I will get the output in the 3 cases. But my requirement is that I have to execute this theme on 2 times. So here, because I have previous one value that I already concatenated over here, one thing I achieved over here, one value I achieved over there. Okay, if I do this thing, how many times I will get? I will get 3 times. Okay, because 1 is already there, 2 times it will replicate it. Okay, because I concatenating it. Okay, so the same thing for avoiding this condition, what I did -1. So what exactly happened over here? A multiply by 1. So how many A's are there now? This time 1 A is there. A plus A, you will get 2 A's. So this one is the way. In the third iteration, I value become B. Now this condition is true. Now what is happening? Inside O. Now this time we have AA inside O. Okay, inside O we have AA. Now what I am concatenating? I am concatenating B. And inside temporary variable, I am storing B. Okay, now this condition is true. If this condition is true, this won't happen. So in the next iteration, again I go 2. Okay, again I go 2. So go 2, I value become 2. Now this time this condition is failed. The control is jump over else part. Now how exactly this would be happen? Inside this, now this time AAB. Okay, AAB. This O contain AAB plus inside T that I have B. Okay, int of I minus 1. That's mean what is the I value? 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 mean 1. So multiply by 1. How many time it will replicate it? 1 time it will replicate it. AAB, this one, AAB plus B. So this would be happen. Okay, if let's suppose the value is 3 over here. So value is 3 over here. So 3 minus 1, 2. That's mean how many time it will replicate it? 2 times it will replicate it, and 1 time present over here. So how many time it will become? 3 times. If I don't perform this step, then it will replicate it. It will replicate it 3 times. So 3 times mean 3 this one and 1 is previous one. So how many times? You will get the 4 times. Okay. So this one is the funda. Very simple code. Only 2 to 3 line of code for the same. So okay. So another assignment. Very simple. This time what I am doing? Order and character. That's it. Rest of the code is same. I am performing the concept of the order and character. Okay. So here output plus, okay, the entire thing CHR. Okay, I am placing the entire, converting the entire thing into the CHR. What I have to do? The order. I have to find it out this order. Okay, ORD of this T. And what you have to do? Plus int of, okay, plus int of this time this I. That's it. Okay, and no need for these braces. That's it. This one is the only logic for the same. The next assignment is fulfilled. Now the same I am taking A2 B3. Now you are getting AC BE. Okay, one more time. A2 C4. Okay, C4. Let's suppose U1. So now you are getting this ACC GUV. Okay, GUV, because inside A add 2 it becomes C, inside C add 4 it becomes Z, C D E F G. Okay, inside U add 1 V, UV. Okay, so you are getting the output something like this. So only one line of change is there. Okay, so any question till now? Because this one is your last assignment. Do you have any question for now? Okay, so sir, what you are saying that, let me try for the that way.
नहीं सर, आपने से वही किया जो exactly what I was saying, but only आपने उसमें condition लगा दी just to check the string if it's alphanumeric or not.
Because otherwise if you do the same thing with the list, you have to take care about the the length of that list. Yes. Otherwise you will get the error message. You will find out the that index that is not available. So keep this point into the mind. Okay, and any question till now before closing this session? So today we are not good. Okay.
Order.
Yeah, order. So let me show you over here. Okay, so what is the meaning of the ORD? Let's suppose I want to check out the Unicode character of this A. So this A, let's mean 65. Okay, I want to convert out this 65 into character, then you are getting A. So this is the way. If you want to find out the the appropriate integer respective to that character, then the function name is called ORD. If you want to find out the character, if you want to convert out the appropriate character into that that integer that you want to convert into that character, then the function name is called chr. Okay, so I implement the both of the thing over here. Very simple way. Just what I did, the previous value I find it out. Okay, I found it out the order. Let's suppose the a is there, I found it out the order 65, and plus integer I know that's a2. Okay, a2 b2. If I take the same scenario, what I did, 65. Okay, 65. Now integer will become 2. How it's become 67. This 67 I am converting it into the chr and concatenating into the o. Okay, 67 when I convert this to chr, 67 to chr, then the output would become your c. And in the previous one the output is a, so it become ac. Okay, in the next iteration the previous one b, and the next value will come 2. So here 66 plus 2, 68, and 68 of char, then you will get d. So this one is the funda. Okay, very useful assignment. These are the very small assignment, but very diplomatic and very, the mind sharpening assignment, basically you can say it. So any question?